Okay, so I was gonna take a little loop around the house to show you what I got here for decorations. Everything is easily bought, except for that somebody made that for me. But my snowflakes, I think they came from Lowe's. The bigger snowflakes up top, I think they came from Big Lots. Um, they actually were blue and white. Tried to change out the blue LEDs for red LEDs on it. Ended up not working, so I just unplugged the blue ones and kept the white ones because my entire display is red and white. The bow came from Lowe's. The red lights going around the house came from, I think, maybe Walmart. The white ones came from Lowe's. Um, these LED trees down here came from Menards. If you're in a high wind area, you might want to watch it because they end up breaking. I need to do some repairs on them. We had some 50-mile-an-hour winds the other night and it tore them up pretty good. These guys came from Lowe's. Um, the stuff that I actually made, here's one of them. It's a 17-foot tall tree. I had kind of leaned it up against here. It was my first kind of trial run at a bigger tree, and I used PVC piping, which worked great for my little tree, but not so well on this one. Up top, the star is made out of tie wire and a couple strands of lights. These are strands of lights going down. The balls were actually on my old house, and they kind of lit up and flashed, but they ended up breaking down over time, and so I just wrapped them with other lights to give it kind of like an ornament effect. The concept was there, you know, circle on the bottom. I did found the area of it and then took like a triangle slice of it so I could tell the height and the width and everything. And I think I'm just gonna make another run at it with a different setup, maybe like a flagpole that I can stick in the ground. But the PVC just doesn't hold up very well. But snowman came from Walmart. Little boots, I think, came from Walmart. Little sign came from Walmart. The bows came from Walmart. The very first thing that we bought as a Christmas decoration, Christmas ornament, was this wreath here at Cracker Barrel. And that kind of started the whole red and white theme. I put new lights on it. They were just battery powered lights. Once again, the cross up on the roof is PVC pipe with lights wrapped around it. And it has a star in the center of it. And then over here, my buddy actually made these arches because I bought the boxes that control everything off of him, and he made the arches, and the arches came with it. But basically it's 8 sets of lights, and then they ran over to the box, and the box controls them to make it look like they're dancing to the music. Yep, this guy's antler fell out. Let's see if I can't get that guy shoved back in there. Yeah, there we go. The deer came from Sam's Club. The Noel sign up front came from Sam's Club. They were just on clearance this year, so I just kind of stuck them wherever until I figured it out. This is my smaller tree. It's got the star on top, and I made this one to where there's 16 channels for the arches, and this one has 15 sets of lights plus the star, so it's 16 as well, so it lights up along with the arches. Kind of does a dancing effect along with the arches. Here's my boxes. They're animated lighting. The inside, my friend made these jumper cables for the arches, but it's just a computer system. The Cat5 wire runs over to my other box, and that's about all there is to that. I don't have time or energy to do the big displays with the RGBs and setting up my own programs and stuff, so animated lighting kind of was the way to go for me, because I just plug my stuff into it and the guy does all the programming and everything. I have floodlights that came up on the house, if you're wanting a big effect for little money, the floodlights definitely, with even especially with the white house. I have red ones up top, white ones on bottom. Around on the front side I have red and white ones flashing up from the bottom, and they really did a nice job on illuminating the house a lot more. So yeah, this little box over here is just an old stereo that is programmed to this guy here. And this guy, oh, let me see if I can't see it. It's hard to see, but it's an FM transmitter, so it transmits my radio station out, and so everybody can hear it. I used to have it up on my house on that clear box, but the reception was getting compromised whenever it got out into the far edge of the cul-de-sac. And for people that either don't see the radio station sign or just don't have their radio turned on, or maybe walk up, I got a speaker out here that plays the music. Not very loud, just loud enough for it to, you know, they can get the gist of it. So, but this is my other box. This is the main box, and this is what you kind of get with an animated lighting setup. This is the main one here. So it has this controller box on it, and what you do is you pick out your songs. You can go with the songs he has. You can call him, he can customize songs for you. But it comes with 2 SIM or SD cards, and he sends them to you. You stick them in there, and that's it. It's good to go then. But it has 16 ports, as the other one does. Both boxes will run up to 30 amps. I actually, at the start of the year, had both boxes and the stereo all on a 20 amp breaker with no issues. I ended up splitting them up, just, you know, a little bit safer in case I wasn't around. I didn't want to pop the breaker and people come to look at the lights and there's nothing going on. Here's some more of my floodlights here, and I just picked them up random wherever I seen them at on sale. I go out after Christmas and I buy my stuff then. I don't really want to spend, you know, full retail price for my decorations and stuff. Like that Noel sign was $150, and I just paid $50 for it, and it's a week before Christmas. So the tree's hard to see inside. I paid $35 for that last year. It's a 12-foot tall tree. It's pre-lit, has 1,000 lights on it. Only thing is they're warm white incandescents, so it doesn't match my display. So I put my own lights on there, red LED C9 bulbs, white LED C9 bulbs. But yeah, that's about the whole setup there. If you're gonna decide to do something like this, you better start buying extension cords and buy a lot of them. Or what I started to do, and I ran out of connectors and it was going to take too long to get new ones in. You can actually buy this cable here, and it looks like a extension cord cable, like an indoor outdoor. And let me find it here. And they have these alligator style clips or slide on clips, and what this top plastic piece here just slides over the wires and it crimps them down into it and it makes your plug. That's the male side, or that's the female side. The male side's plugged into the box over here. So it's a pretty cool way to do it. I have all kinds of wire left over. I mainly ran out of the plug things. And how this slide works, as you can see the wire on this one, but most of them have a cover there. But what I actually did with a few of these is I got specialty covers so I could put them midway in the extension cord. So say I wanted to have one tree here and one tree here, and they were both hooked up together. Mine aren't, but just for demonstration purposes, I could have it in there, come down, catch this tree, and then go across. And it's kind of your own way of making your own cords. Of course, I'm not organized enough to, and not really, I don't know, I don't like to stay with the same design over and over again. So I don't really fall into the category of wanting to set up everything in the exact same spot. So sometimes my cords end up hindering me more than helping me. The tree and the arches have pretty much stayed in the same configuration the entire time I've been doing the show, just because everything has to be hooked up in a certain order, a certain sequence to make them dance. So they've always been set up like that. I think the first year I had it, I actually had the arches spaced out a little more, and I had those trees in between each arch and then the big tree out back. But we've moved since then and changed our setup a little bit. But if you like these videos, I can make more kind of detailing, like how to make the tree. I'm going to make some new trees. I'm going to use some cabling. I went with the premise that the tree, the wires for the lights would be strong enough to be like the tether points for the lights, and that's not the case. So I'm going to make some with some cables, like a metal flagpole in the center that I could put like a coupling in the ground, and I can set it up and screw it in whenever it comes time and unscrew it, and it's still in the ground, a good anchor point. I could go over, you know, what I use to hook everything up, as far as for wind and everything, because I live in the middle of the Midwest. Wind comes through 100 miles an hour. You really gotta plan and prep for the wind here. Like, I put these bows on, and the bows are actually just hooked into my lights, so they stay on constantly this year. When the lights turn on, the bows turn on. But you can see how the wind just kind of beats them up. And this one down here, I actually had to unplug because the wind comes around the corner of my house here, flies around here, and it actually had beaten the bulbs completely out of the strand. So I think it's on the last leg for these bows. This year might be their retirement party, but I'll keep everybody updated on what I'm doing with them. And if I decide to make some new things, I got some ideas to make some stuff. I just gotta get the time to make it. And also I'm gonna wait till the day after Christmas, run around to all the stores, see what's on the clearance racks, because you can get stuff for up to, you know, 70, 80, 90% off. Go buy a big shopping cart full of lights and see what I can make with what I got. That's how the cross happened. That's how that big tree over there happened. You know, I just don't want to, I don't want it to look like everybody else's, but I don't mind, you know, getting inspiration from other people as well. So this is kind of rambling on now. So you guys have a good day, and I'll put up a new video whenever I think of something to put up. Have a good one.